Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Criminal Mastermind Challenge, how it's finally been completed by someone in the Grand Theft Auto community, and also some tips that I have on what would be the best way to possibly complete this near impossible challenge. So let's get into the video. So for those of you guys who don't know what the Criminal Mastermind Challenge is, it is a $10 million bonus reward that you get after you complete all the heists in order, meaning you go 1 through 5 without skipping or jumping around. You complete it with the same 3 group of guys, so yourself and the same 3 guys, and you also don't die. That's right. You can't have a single death and this entire sequence if you want to get this challenge. But the reward at the end of the day is a massive $10 million, which you of course can take and go spend on like the Hydra, the Savage, and really anything else you want. So I was browsing the Grand Theft Auto Forums website and I came across a post that said Mastermind Challenge, we completed it. And huge shout out to Coing Wolf, whose team actually completed this challenge, and he earned $10 million by completing the Criminal Mastermind Challenge. He said it was extremely stressful, but also some of the most fun he's had. And I can imagine making $10 million would be incredibly fun. So I'm going to give you guys some of my tips that I've learned from playing all 5 of the heist missions, and basically what you can do if you want to go for this challenge yourself. So some of these might be pretty obvious, some of them might not be, but hopefully they help you in some certain way. So for example, you want to use the gear that the heist missions offer you. So for example, in the very first heist, the Fleesa job, the gameplay you're watching right now, you unlock the Karen Kuruma, and for all the other heists that come after that, you're given the option to select a heist vehicle, meaning whatever heist vehicle you want to spawn in. So a lot of people will choose like the Zentorno or the Adder, but instead they could actually choose the armored Karen Kuruma. And I know there's a few missions like the Humane Labs heist that have you going through Merryweather docks, and if you're in an armored vehicle, you're pretty much indestructible. And same thing goes for the Heavy Insurgent once you unlock that, especially if you get the one that's non-militarized, so the one that can be stored in your garage, the one that's available for $600,000. You're a tank. You'll never die in that thing. I mean, in the Karen Kuruma, a little bit less because you still can get shot out, but you will never die. You'll never explode. So that's an easy way to just go gangbusters through a lot of the enemies and not have to worry about getting shot. So basically, use the heist gear that is presented to you, and that's unlocked for a reason. I mean, Rockstar wouldn't hand it to you if they didn't want you to use it throughout the other heist missions. For example, another thing you could do is use some of the new gear that's been brought to us. Like, obviously, we've gotten bulletproof helmets in the past, but also there's like a new vest that requires you to walk a little bit slower, but in return, you take less damage. So again, just use the things that Rockstar provided for you, and they'll make the heist missions so much easier, I promise. This one might seem pretty straightforward, but another thing you can do is just set the difficulty to easy. I know a lot of people want to like flex their muscles and try to do it on normal or hard, and that's great if you absolutely can, but why make it any more difficult on yourself than you want to? Make it on easy, that way you won't have any like foolish mistakes, or you won't get like blindsided by 8 cops and just get downed instantly by some Terminators. You'll at least have a chance to live, so set it to easy, and that will definitely be the best way to get through them in the most unscathed way possible. And really my third and final tip is to stay the course, but also in certain situations go off the course. So Rockstar is pretty much giving you guys like a golden path to follow in terms of completing these heist missions. It's really like a glorified go to point A or grab something to do something, and that's awesome, but there are certain times where that can lead you into some trouble. For example, on the final heist, the Pacific Standard job, you have to get away with the bank money that you rob on motorcycles, the Principe Electro. But if you know anything about motorcycles, you obviously have the risk of running into a car head on and falling off, and obviously you're exposed because there's no vehicle protecting you. So there's no rule on the final heist that says you have to use the Principe Electro. In fact, when I did it on live stream, all of us got out and got into a vehicle. That way we would get shot less and get more money, and also it decreased the risk of us dying or getting hit by a car or having a cop land a lucky shot on us. So stick to the path when you can, because a lot of times if you go off the path, it might lead you, into some bad situations. But if you see a situation where you're like, hey, I can decrease my risk of dying, do that. So those are my tips. Again, there's some obvious ones like take breaks in between your heists and do it with a good group of guys. That's pretty obvious, and I didn't want to include that in this. I thought it was too obvious, but hopefully some of those tips will help you. Again, let me know if you've completed the Criminal Masterminds challenge. I've tried it, but it's so difficult getting everyone's schedule together and also not dying. I mean, completing the heist is one challenge in and of itself, not along with like the servers and people's schedules. So of course, let me know what you think about the Criminal Masterminds challenge. Are you going to go for it? Of course, leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You like daily Grand Theft Auto 5 videos like this. With out of the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.